Hi everyone, my name is Brooke with Bees Budgets. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. If you're new here, welcome. On this channel, we do everything money, from budgets to savings challenges, where we work hard to take control of our money and work towards financial freedom. If that sounds interesting to you, grab yourself a snack, a cold beverage, and let's get into the video. Okay, so let's get my wallet out of the way for now and my planner, and we will count our money that we pulled out of the bank for this stuffing, and we will place it. So we'll start on the back. Excuse me. So we have 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40, 60, 86, 20, 40, 60, 87, 20, 40, 60, 88, 20, 40, 60, 89, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1000, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 200, 10, 20, 30, 5, 36. So 1,236, if I have that math correct. And we'll pop this in our tray. All right, and then we will get right into this. So we're gonna start with our unstuffing our envelopes here and see what we have left from the last budget. So we're gonna do something different with groceries, and I'll talk about that when we get to stuffing, but first let's get the change out of here. Because I actually had to, I love these Materm wallets, but they don't, they don't do so great with holding a lot of change. So I actually had to come in here and throughout the week, I had to actually take some of the change out of there because it was getting so heavy. All right, so eat out is 1, 2, 3, 4. We have $4 left in eat out. I haven't decided if I'm gonna roll that one over yet or not. Yeah, it's only $4. Let's just leave it in there. House is a rollover. House has, let's see, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Then I have an extra slot up here in my money thing, so just in case you guys are wondering where I'm sticking it, I put all my rollover stuff up here. And so then when I add it, I just grab from there. Miscellaneous has $6 left in it. That is not a rollover. Liam, which is my son, is a rollover, and he still has 25, 6, 7. It's 27. And then this is his card from the arcade that we go to. He still has money left on it. My envelope still has my 20 in it. And that is also a rollover. Okay, and so that's everything. So let me get into my binder here. And we'll see what we are adding here. I'm gonna work from the bottom down here. Hopefully we can see all of this stuff. Let's scoot this over a little bit. So for groceries, okay, in the last video, I mentioned groceries were going up a little bit. So I was having a hard time deciphering here. Well, we are also on the brinks of possibly going on strike at our job, but our contract did pass. So I won't be stuffing any more money into the strike fund. that I was rolling cash into. So that we're now going to move into our deck. And because my boyfriend is building a deck on our pool. So all of the money that I have in deck, in that, and then the strike fund will then roll over into that. Anyway, so cash got a little weird. So it was really hard to determine if I need to up our grocery budget, which I'm sure we do, which usually we do $250 here. So what I'm going to do is how I do my budgets is I have $2,000 that I leave in my saving or my checking account that I don't touch. And that's my buffer account. And that's there just in case of an emergency. For whatever reason, I'm not home. I can't get into my cash envelopes or anything. And it's just in there for an emergency, and it makes me feel better, and it's money that's not allocated to anything but to stay in there as a buffer. Because sometimes in our world we can't spend cash on everything. So like gas, I don't stuff gas because I'm not going to go in and pay at the pump all the time. So that is allocated for in my buffer account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to track food. And I'm going to track it through my buffer, and I'm going to see what is average. If 250 like I normally do is going to be enough, or if I need to up that. I really don't have any other way of tracking it other than to just do it straight from my checking. So that's just how I'm going to do it until I figure out what I want to do. So for eat out, it's going to get 70. So 20, 40, 60, and 70. So we're just gonna skip grocery. We're gonna go right into eat out. I'm just gonna add it in there with those previous $4. And then house had the previous rollover, and then we're gonna add 20 to that. So 20, 30, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, I had an extra 20, 30, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just gonna go ahead and add that extra $1 that we had from miscellaneous in here. Make that an even 40. It's just easier when I go knowing that I have an even amount. And then miscellaneous is gonna get 20 again. If I keep having extra in miscellaneous whenever I go to do my budget, I might take that down a little bit. Liam gets 20 added to his previous. So 20, 40, 5, 6, and 7. And then I get 20 added to my previous 20, giving me now 40. All right. And then extra, I just have an extra envelope just in case I need it for something. Okay, so that is everything there. So we're gonna move right along into our sinking funds. Okay, I had to zoom us out a little bit because I was like, it's been a while since I did videos. Work was crazy with the whole strike thing. So I kind of didn't want to go crazy on my cash stuffing because I didn't know what was going to happen with that. And me and my boyfriend both work at the same place. So our eggs are kind of all in one basket. So I kind of forgot how I did my setup. But when I was getting ready to do my envelopes, I'm like, I don't even have any room to put my binders. So I had to zoom it back out again. So hopefully you can still read everything over here. If not, we'll get it back. We'll get it back in alignment here shortly. This is just a copper thing that I have, a half-pound copper bar to hold this down. So tags, I no longer stuff tags. It has reached its $50 max in there, so I don't need any more in there. So that's maxed out until October when tags come around, and then it'll be empty again, and then I'll fill it back up to 50. The pool is going to get 20. This is just for chemicals and stuff for our pool. Our pool is open and good, so this is going to be mainly for maintenance chemicals such as like shock, and we have a mineral pool, so it uses very little chlorine. New car is going to get 5. So So new car has 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Whenever I'm ready to buy a new car, I'm just hoping this will kind of just be a good sized chunk to put with the down payment. I don't intend on ever having so much in here to pay for a new car. So, okay, deck. So I'm gonna save that for a little bit, and I'm gonna pull this money out because I'm going to roll some, I'm gonna put it right here in this last slot up here, because I'm gonna roll a bunch into here, and there's gonna be quite a bit that's going in here. Renovations is going to now go towards that deck, because I did a separate, and I'm just gonna stick it up here, and then we're gonna just combine everything in there when we get to the end here. Clothing is gonna get 20. I did a renovations sinking envelope a long time ago when I set all this up, because I wasn't really sure. 20, 40, 55 is in clothing. I wasn't really sure what I was gonna need it for, I wasn't sure. But like I said, we are doing that deck on our pool in the next coming 2 weeks. So that's the renovation that we're working on right now as far as our house, and then we're just gonna go project by project like most people do in their homes. So I think once the deck is done, then I'll start just putting everything into renovations and then calling that one envelope. So, all right, so we have that done. So we're closing off renovations and rolling it to deck. Okay, so with what we had in deck already and what we had in renovations, I'm gonna add $510 to this. So 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 85, and 10. I'm definitely gonna have to get some bigger bills next time I go to the bank for this. But in all honesty, by the time I do my next budget, he's probably already going to be buying supplies for the deck, so it's probably not gonna be a problem. Okay. And then we will see what we have in here, because he also wanted an inventory to know on what we had saved up. Okay, so deck now has 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 20, 40, 60, 80, 600, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 710. So I'm gonna count that one more time just to make sure I counted that correctly, being larger amount. So 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 20, 40, 60, 80, 600, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 97. Okay, so 700. And we're gonna stick that all into deck. I'm weird. I know most people like their big bills out in the front. I do not. I like to have the smaller bills. I'm weird like that, but that's how I like it. Okay, so, oh my gosh, guys, I'm not even writing the totals over here. Told you I'm out of practice. So we're just gonna 700. And then I'll fill these ones in we did earlier later. I don't think you really want to watch me go back through all that. We know that renovations is none and tags is at its 50. Oh well, we'll just go ahead and do it all. We're already here, right? Let's just do it. So tags is 50, we know that. Pool is 20. It seemed like we were moving pretty fast. No wonder, I was skipping a whole step. New car was at 65. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Deck was at 700. Clothing, oh yeah, because renovations we are now combining with deck. And then clothing is at, oh, that's my tracker, 20, 40, 55. Normally when I do this, I go through all of this first. When I'm filling all this out to figure out what I need to get out of the bank, I go ahead and fill my trackers out, just so then if I skip one, if I get to talking too much, which is very normal for me, then I can just look at my tracker and I know where I'm at. But I did not do that this time because everything's just gotten weird with the strike and everything. So we're just kind of getting back in the swing of normal. So Christmas is going to get $10. So Christmas now has 40. How's y'all's summer going so far? I live in Iowa, and tomorrow is going to be the start of like our full week of real hot days. So hopefully we get some swimming in tomorrow. Gifts gets 5. Gifts now has 20. Part of me is ready for summer, the other part of me isn't, because at my job we do not have air conditioning, so it's quite hot, and it gets hot in the factory. Car maintenance is going to get 20. $20, $40, $60, $80, $100 in car maintenance. Oh, I'm so glad all the contract and stuff is done. I don't have to think about a strike or anything like that. Although it didn't come out the way I wanted it to, but it's over. And hopefully life can start to go back to normal. Liam's savings is going to get 100. This is not his only savings, it's an added 2. So Liam's savings is now at 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 20, 40, 67. So 570. I was honestly kind of hoping, I mean, I voted no on the contract, so I was kind of hoping, I don't know if anybody works for a union or knows anybody that works for a union, but how it works is basically they go negotiate your board members, so $40. Our union board members goes and negotiates with the company on a contract when it expires. And basically whenever they go back and forth, and then when they get something that they think is fair, or if let's say the company is like, this is our last and final offer, then they bring it back to us, and then we vote yes or no on whether they need to go back and try to get another or another contract with the company, and if the company says no, then you have the possibility of going on strike. So we are with 4 different plants worldwide, so our union is, and so our facility, we voted it down, but all the other ones combined, the majority accepted the contract. So it wasn't an awful contract, it's just with inflation and everything, it could have been a little better, but it is what it is. Life is going back to normal, so I'm grateful for that. I have a job. Emergency fund, again, gets $100, but again, it's not our only one, it's an added 2, and this one actually has some play money in it that is sitting in the emergency account. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 40. So That's now at $5.40. I'm tired, guys, and I'm a little out of it, so sorry if I'm rambling too much or I'm not explaining stuff enough. It's an off day for me. House cash gets 40. This got depleted while we were not sticking with our budget. I mean, we still stuck with it. I just didn't video it, so does it really count then? Oh, like I do every time, I keep that copper thing in there. It's so heavy too. Okay, next is our health. Health will be getting, oh, now I don't even put the copper thing in there. Health is gonna get $10, giving health now 110. Vision is now at $5, or I'm adding $5, I'm sorry, it's not at $5. So Vision now has $205. This is for LASIK for my boyfriend eventually. 205, and hoping it's just a nice little chunk we can throw on that whenever that time comes. Miscellaneous is just exactly what it is, what it says. It's for something that may come up that I don't really know what, if there's an appropriate envelope for. It's kind of like just an extra 20, 30, 40, 50. It could be anywhere from, oh, Bath and Body Works candle day and I want to get some candles, all the way to Liam wants to buy something that's not necessarily a toy but use for him, maybe use it for that. I forgot to count, or I forgot to write it down. Guys, I'm so out of it. 20, 30, 40, 50. I apologize. But we're getting back into the swing of things. Things are going back to normal, so. Taxes, I am not going to be stuffing taxes because when I sat down with my tax lady, I think I have everything set pretty well to where I shouldn't owe any money. So I'm gonna not stuff that. Ace, which is our dog, gets 20. He goes through balls like crazy. That's all he cares about. And then they get, honestly, like when we have to replace balls is usually our fault, not our dog's fault. It's because when we throw it, it'll bounce over the fence and go down into the ravine and stuff, or, you know, they get destroyed. But it's usually not from him. It's usually our fault. Anyway, but that's for, mainly, this is a ball fund for Ace. That's what we should probably call it. Vacation's gonna get 20. Vacation's 20, 40, 60, 80, 90. Probably gonna have to start beefing this one up. Our family reunion is coming around in a year, and then my sister should be getting married a little after that. So, and then we always take a vacation in January for my son's birthday. And then budget, that's just for all this stuff. I am gonna have to get some more printer paper. No, printer ink. I just got printer paper. I gotta get printer ink next. So I have 20, 40, and 50 so that I can print out all this stuff that I made with. A lot of people ask me where I get my sheets and stuff. I just made them. It took me a stupid long amount of time that I would really not like to admit to. But I just used Microsoft Word and I just made all of these. Okay, so that's everything for those binders. Then we will move on. So that's all our sinking funds are done. So now we will move on to our savings challenges. So looks like got some mud or something right there. So this is where strike was. This is where I was like kind of keeping track of it. And then this is now, I've got it crossed out because we don't have to worry about that anymore. So, and then I was using anything that we were doing for work or anything towards the strike, I was using out of that account. So this is just my binder. I still haven't made my Cricut labels for it, but this is what I use to keep my papers for my savings challenges. Okay. Okay, so we are going to start with Save-Opoly. So I rolled the dice and I landed on 36 right here. And I went ahead and, you know, I've been using these, this little marker thing. It comes in the planner system, the Happy Planner system. And I never use them, but I was using it for this. And I didn't even think about it because I only use erasable pens. So I'm like, why don't I just write an X? Because this thing's really heavy. Like it really weighs the paper down. So anyway, so I rolled and I landed on the 36. So these are just my savings challenge, my saving challenges binder that holds the envelopes for the savings challenge. So I rolled a 36. So we'll put in 36. I do not count the money in here. I like it to be a surprise, and I don't have any reason or wants for any of these challenges either. I was going to use the rainy day or the rainy day one for the deck, but we stuffed so much for the strike fund, and then we didn't end up going on strike that I was like, oh, cool, we can use it for that. So rainy day is I just put whatever random amount I want in there. So this week I'm going to do $70. So 20, 40, 60, and 70. And that's just in this envelope. I couldn't decide if I wanted to write, because I don't think I want to know what's in this either. I think this, I like the surprise of it. But I did write the first one in there of what it was. I put $40 on there, but I did not write the one after that. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna erase that $40, and I think I'm just gonna stop keeping track of it. And then just every time I add something into it, I'm just gonna color my little icon here. And again, I made these on Microsoft Word. And I just typed in the icon bar, like where you put in like clip art or whatever you want. I typed in rain, and all of the ones that came up for rain, I just scattered them around on the paper. Again, I don't have any rhyme or reason for this savings challenge. It's fun to have a little challenge that you're putting away money for and seeing how quickly it builds up. Because in the moment it's like, oh, it's $20 here or whatever, but if you do that over and over and over again, it adds up quickly. And then for my $20 tracker, that's for this bad boy that I made. It's an acrylic piggy bank. It doesn't have any openings. You have to literally saw into it to get it open once it's filled up. I decorated it with like a bunch of stuff from the Dollar Tree. So like the stickers and stuff were falling off of it, but it's been sitting up on my counter forever, so I figured why not start using it. And then again, I just picked a random shape that was in I believe this was in the charts shapes on Microsoft Word, of these hexagons, and they're different sizes. But I do want to track what's in there just because this thing is huge. And and I'm only putting $20 bills in there. When I first got the thing, I started putting just my pocket change in it because I wasn't doing these budgets and cash saving stuff at the time. But I was like, if I fill this whole thing up with change, it's gonna be so dumb to like saw that open for some change. So I stopped putting change in there, and then it just sat up on my shelf in my room. I have a floating shelf with some stuff on it, and it just sat there for, oh, probably a year now. And one day I seen it and remembered, and I'm like, I'm just gonna start putting $20 bills in there. That's what I'm gonna do. So whenever I do my budgets, any extra 20s that I have at the end, so like I know my amount that I need to separate through after like my $2,000 buffer in my checking account, whatever my income is from my job, then I obviously subtract the $2,000 so that my buffer stays at $2,000, and then I start dividing stuff out everywhere. So normally my cash envelopes for my wallet are all the same, so I start there and then I just go from there and see what I have left. And then so this time I actually had an extra, or I had $40 extra this time, so I put that in the tracker. And basically what I do is whatever I have left, I split it between rainy day and $20 tracker thing. So just as an extra little savings little challenge, makes it fun. And I will put these back in here. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing. I know this video is a little scatterbrained, all over the place. So hopefully you guys bared with me. And then I have $5 still left from miscellaneous that was left in my cash envelopes. This is Liam's also folder. So he tends to not spend his money, and then all of a sudden he'll want to spend a large amount of his money. I don't like keep adding the $20 that he gets every time I do the budget. I don't like to keep adding that in my wallet and having large amounts. So once that amount hits $60, anything after that, I just have an envelope in this binder that's his extra spending money. And it just sits in here, and then it stays in the house. So, I mean, he's 7 years old. So if the $60 I have in my wallet for him for just spending money at Walmart or whatever is not enough, then it probably needs to be a discussion on what he wants to get anyway. So that's how the system has worked out so far, because like I said, it's very rare that he wants to spend any of his money, but every once in a great while, he'll get a wild hair up his tush and want to buy something. So I will put this in my rollover case, and that will go towards the next budget. One less $5 that I have to get out of the bank, I guess. But that's all I have for you guys. So I want to thank you all so much for the love and support from this wonderful community. If you enjoyed the video, please comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. See ya!